Hey guys, welcome to my podcast. This is the first ever episode of Inferiority Cheques. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really hope I don't disappoint you by boring your ears because I've been kind of recognized as a sassy, boring person. So yeah, P.S. Pray for yourself. Well, I'm so excited and nervous at the same time because I have been wanting to start a podcast for a very long time, but I'm always an insecure person. So you can even imagine the cons I listed down to not start one. Well, here I am, because I decided to do something productive with my life by pulling my shit together one last time. I never know what it feels like to be productive because I have never been productive. The only thing that I do meaningful in my life is study, and I'm not doing even that right now. So yeah, I personally feel, our insecure lives have been conquering us from birth. So that is really wrong. The more we talk about it, I think the more easily it can be handled. So that's the first reason that my title is named in such a way. And I generally have an opinion where, when I see a YouTube video, all I can see is, how they have decorated their room, and I think, why is he or she shaking their hands so much? I don't listen to one goddamn thing that the YouTuber says. I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying that podcasts cannot be judged. We are judged by the way we speak, by our accent and everything. But still, when we hear an opinion, we might feel whether it is right or wrong, and we would have a contrast to that opinion. So, we would at least Google it out once. So to prove our inner ego that we are right or wrong, because I do that. I'm a huge egoistic person. Thank you so much. And the second reason is, I like to do podcasts because, when we lay down our opinions in a common ground, it might be right or it might be wrong. We will be judged. I would also say you that. We would be judged. But, I would like to know whether my opinions are right or wrong. So, when I lay it on a common ground, people would pick it up and start speaking about it. They would abuse me, and I would know whether it is right or wrong. But at the same time, just because, the majority of the people are opposing your opinion doesn't mean it is wrong. I would also like to register that. So yeah, a little bit bio about me maybe would help you to, decide whether you have to move on with the podcast or just exit right away. My name is Parnika. I'm in 12th grade right now. Not a pass out yet, obviously, but I hope I do, because my mom is literally thinking that I'm like full-fledged prepared. Nalake exam venga pass aidva. That's the only dialogue she has, but she has no idea how terribly screwed I am. And I really hope my mom does not hear this right now. We all are, in a hard path, but I really hope we, recover from it soon and go back to our less tragic lives. It was really, really sad and depressing, our normal lives, but it was far better than what we are going through right now. I would just like to take a minute for everyone who lost their lives during this COVID-19. It is horrible what happened to each one of us. I mean, every day we receive a call from anyone we know that, someone close to us has passed away. It is not easy to handle, and reviving from the grief of death, it is not. The best we can do is, stay safe, and let's pray for each other, let's stay under the prayers of each other. That's the best we could do right now. Well, apart from everything, I think there are positives in pandemic. I don't mean to be an optimist right now, but that's the only thing that would obviously keep us moving on. I mean, I'm not saying pandemic benefited everyone. Well, it did to me, because I discovered that I have been living 17 years life of a lie. I mean, this 1 year made me realize that for the past 17 years, I was not myself. I'm not proud to say that out loud, but yet, it didn't hurt me in any way, and I was recognized as a person, so I think it is okay. But I'm not giving any kind of advice that it is okay to not be yourself. I'm not stepping into that line too. But I just discovered that, and oh god, it was really really horrible, because I'm like totally the opposite of what I was for the 17 years. And now that I'm actually being myself, people are really weird. I mean, people seem really weird to me. It is really bad. I mean, all your views, all your perspectives is totally opposite now that I'm starting to experience myself. I don't know whether it is a positive thing or a negative thing, and I don't know. I really hope it is positive. Well, I'm trying to change everything. Not everything. Well, I do have my good qualities. Everyone do have their good qualities. I just don't understand, people always say, concentrate on your positivity, concentrate on your positives. It will lead a separate path. I don't know why. I mean, why should you ignore the negativity in your life? I mean, it is the one that actually weighing up your positivity. So you need to concentrate even what you have bad within yourself. Even your dark self has to be recognized by you. And no one is asking you to admit to one another that, yeah, bro, I have a dark side within me. No one is asking that. Just admit to yourself, accept yourself with your negativities. This podcast is just going to be about me, rambling about all the nonsense that I could get out of my life, out of everything that goes on in the internet. Today I would like to speak about fear and losing hope, because I personally feel, we have hit a bump that we actually kind of needed, because we have been pulling our shit together for a very, very long time. You have to accept it. We have been strong for a very, very long time, and I feel this is the breakdown that we all needed. We could actually sit down and say, no, I can't anymore. Let it out, cry. It's all part of life. When we speak part of life, I would love to speak about fear, because we always run away from fear. And I have met some kind of weird people who have a strange kind of phobia towards fear. It's like, if I don't consider fear as a part of my life, then I would be happy. That's just really absurd, because we all have fear. We discuss our lives as fear, but just stop everything for a minute and realize, why am I stalling the war between fear and life for a very, very long time? I mean, after a certain time, it's gonna get boring. It is a part of life. It is a characteristic of life, like the way we smile, like the way we cry, and we have to, make sure that we cherish even fear. I'm not saying fear does not hurt. It hurt as hell, but at the same time, it makes you realize how much you want something. If I want to achieve something, fear stands between me and my achievement, but at the same time, it also makes me realize how much I want to achieve something, so that I could run over it and do that what I want. It's the emotions that we hide every day. If we know something would hurt us, we would tend to avoid the feeling with regret, wallowing, road trips, eating ice cream, all those bullshits. But we tend to forget what we did, because we don't want to feel hurt, and we don't want to regret the time we spent being hurt. Likewise, we just avoid fear. We just hide life from fear. It's like, you want to grow a plant, but you're not going to water it, because one fine day it's going to die. It's as silly as it sounds. I know fear is making our lives difficult, but it also actually shows what life really is when it gets messed up. And as I said, it actually makes you realize what you actually want to do. An interesting story that I would like to share right now is story time. Buckle up. When I was in my 8th, or I don't know what grade I was in, I have a thick body type, and before sports day, we girls would actually go on the ground, and they would conduct a racing competition, so that they would pick out the winners and award them during the sports day. So it was the day for the particular competition, and I was so scared. I was shivering, pale. I was cold. I didn't just puke at the moment. I was really, really scared. But when I looked at all the girls, they were not. They were just doing these weird kind of warm-ups. Strangely, they were really looking forward for the race. They were so excited, and that's the moment I realized, they are human. I am human. I just have a different body type from what they have, but that is not stopping them from what they want to do, and I should also not let my body stop me from what I want to do. And that was quite an enlightening moment, I must say. I realized that, I have been just blaming my body for everything, and I have not realized that, I could do anything if I want to do. And fear did stop me from participating in that competition, but at the same time it did make me realize that how much I wanted to prove in front of everyone, because I for sure knew that if I lose the race, people would blame my body, and I didn't want anyone to blame my body for something that I could not do, because my body is not stopping me or restricting me from doing anything. It's just my body. And that's the moment I wanted to prove myself in front of everyone, and I ran like hell, bitch. I was like a storm on that day, and well, I made it into top 3, so I was really proud of myself at that moment. I was really happy, but I didn't win in the second round. What do you expect from me? I'm not an athlete, but I didn't make it into the top 3 in the first round, so I was really, really happy. When I looked at the mirror, I was really proud of myself, and I was really proud of what my body was able to do. I mean, I was restricting myself, blaming my body, but it actually helped me in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's a separate topic that I would love to talk in any other episode. But basically, all I would just say is, make fear a part of your life. Learn to cherish fear. That actually makes you realize a lot of things that, even if it hurts. And the second thing that, I always notice is, I recently faced quite a lot of hard time, personally, and at a certain point, I lost hope, but I was really, really scared to say out loud that I lost hope, because, I didn't want people to, misunderstand me or mistake me that, oh my gosh, she lost hope. I mean, how could she be so negative? I didn't want that kind of opinion on me, so I didn't say out loud. But after everything was normal, after everything was actually falling into places, I felt, it's okay to lose hope. I mean, we feel tired, we feel hopeless to hope, which is okay. Sometimes we don't get what we expect, so we get disappointed. Sometimes we get more than what we expect, and it actually makes us doubt whether it is really happening. Pinch me. Yeah, that were the times that I really hate people when do that. And sometimes we get enough, but we are not satisfied, and well, we're humans, we all have that tendency. So it's okay that you feel hoping is not making anything right. It's okay. All you have to do is accept the situation and move on. We hope at difficulty because we are afraid to face the consequence. We hope at good times because we are greedy, we are human, we want more of it. We hope always because we want to feel good about ourselves, the positive vibes, optimist, all those. Losing hope and revealing that you did might be the hardest part, because it makes you as the person who stands against positivity. Once you let go of the thought that actually hope defines the vibe you have and hope defines you as a person, you will come to know that hope has just been a barrier between you and the reality, okay? Because it was just a barrier that was stopping you from realizing that you are actually ready to face the reality. Because you would mentally know that you are ready to accept the situation, but there will be some kind of hope within you that would always stop you from understanding the reality. Hoping is not a crime. I'm not opposing that hoping is a crime. You should not hope, but hoping even after knowing what really is going to happen, it's not going to help you in any way. It's just going to make the situation even worse when that actually happens. So all I want to say is just hope when you need to, not because you want to. And that's a basic life lesson I have learned in this past days. As I said, this pandemic has really changed me in a lot of ways. So yeah, I would be really glad if this episode was informative to at least any one of them and actually made you think that, it is okay to fear and it is okay to lose hope. All I have to say is, let fear inside your life and hope when you need to, not because you have to. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and I'm really grateful for you if you actually made it to the end of the podcast. I would be really glad if this episode was informative to any one of you and actually made you think that it is okay to fear and lose hope. And thank you so much for making it until the end of the podcast. For those who didn't, I would work on it more harder and harder until you don't feel it is boring. I'm working on the second episode of Inferiority Cheques, which would be announced soon. I will be dropping an episode within every 12 days, so stay tuned and keep listening to this podcast. Thank you so much. Bye.